One of the things that we do to try and protect our accounts is using something called two-factor authentication, or 2FA, or two-step login. And if you're not familiar with what that is, I'll link to it in the description, or in the link above here, to our security playlist where we get into some details on that. One of the questions a lot of people don't ask, or they don't think to ask, is the difference between getting a text message versus using an authenticator app. So in this video, I'm going to explain the difference between the two and why you would choose one over the other, so stick around. So first of all, if you're not using any kind of two-factor authentication for any of your sites, you want to start doing that immediately and go through all the different sites and see if they offer any kind of two-factor authentication. If you're already using two-factor authentication and getting them by a text message or SMS, then you might want to log in there and see if they now offer the option to use an app. And there's many apps, and you can use your app of choice and it will work just the same. So first, it helps to understand what 2FA or two-factor authentication is, and it's really just you'll get a text message or a code somehow when trying to log into one of your accounts. So if a hacker gained access to your password, then they would also need to get that code to continue logging in. So if you receive it as a text message, you could simply delete that text message and forget about it, and they wouldn't get it. But the problem is they could get it. What many people still may not know is that a hacker could actually clone the chip on your phone, and I'm not going to get into how they do that here. But if they had that, then any text messages that you receive, they will be able to intercept that and receive a copy of them. So if they gain access to your password and they require a text message code for the two-factor authentication, then they would also receive that text message. You would get it, delete it, assume you're fine, but they received it, they logged in, and they now have access to your account. And that's one of the problems with the two-factor authentication using SMS. So all of a sudden, then your two-factor authentication is useless. This is another reason why people are using apps to communicate with instead of text messaging, because they're securing the communication between the two devices. And so if anyone cloned your phone, they wouldn't be able to receive it by text message. It's going a little bit off topic, but it does show that this is one of the things that we are concerned about. So using an authenticator app on your phone versus SMS to receive the codes is more secure, generally because if someone cloned your phone to receive the text, they're not going to get that text because it's coming through on an app. And the way the apps work is you have to authorize the app in your account. So you'd go into each one of your accounts and you would have that phone authorized as a trusted device. So the app on your device would then give you the codes. Like Facebook has their own authenticator code generator app. Gmail, it pops up its own thing. If you have Gmail on your phone, when you go to log in Gmail on the computer, it will pop up and say yes or no. So there's different ones. And then there's other apps, like I'll link to one here. I can't think of the name now I'm using because I'm recording on my phone. But you would have the other websites linked through there so that you could then generate a code and it comes to your phone, which is a authorized app. So it would be a lot more secure, because then in that case the hacker would require having physical access to your phone. Now, one disclaimer here is that you should constantly be looking out for what's new in the IT world as far as security goes, because there's always more that you can do, and it's really just how much effort and money are you going to put into it. Because it won't be long before at some point someone's going to be able to easily hack the code generators for the two-factor authentication the same way as they are able to clone your phone and get all your SMS messages. So looking at the various news sites under technology, or subscribing to your favorite YouTube channel like this one here, I know, shameless plug, but we don't do videos strictly on security. I do all kinds of different IT help videos here on this channel, but security I have done a bit, and I did mention about the playlist here on security. So you could look at the security playlist here and see as I add more videos about security on here. So as a matter of fact, this video prompted me to do a quick search here before I completed the video so that I could just look up with two-factor authentication using apps. And of course, you'll see here, I'll link in the description below as well. There's an article that shows that somebody has already figured out some malware that if it gets downloaded onto your phone, they can trick you into launching that malware, and they would then gain access to your Google Authenticator app on your Android device. So if you're using an Android phone with the Google Authenticator app and you get this particular malware infection, then you could be at risk. So you got to be careful about links you're clicking on, websites you're going to, and all that stuff on your phone. That's why I personally don't do a lot on my phone. Just the bare minimum. I got my trusted apps that I use most often on my phone, and I stick with those things like email and whatever I need for business. I don't play around with personal and clicking all kinds of links and going to various websites, doing Google searches. If I'm not sure if something's trusted or not, I'm not going to do it on my phone. I'm going to do it on the computer where I can actually see the link behind the link and see where it's going to and check it to verify if it's safe to click on before I actually click on it. So I kind of went off a little bit on a rampage on that one, but it's really just being safe on your phone, because this article is just talking about the Google Authenticator app with Android devices. And what you need to know with security is that no one knows that there's an issue until someone gets the issue. Then it somehow hits the news and then gets out there. And by that point, it's too late. It's already hit millions of people, and you could have been one of them. So I know it seems pointless almost. No matter what you do, you're screwed anyway. But if somebody really wants to gain access to your account, they're going to be relentless to try and get in there one way or another. And eventually they could get in, because if they're spending more time trying to get into your account than what you're spending trying to protect it, then they will get in eventually. And there's only so much that you can do, so much money you're going to spend, so much time you're going to spend on it. And generally, it's not a personal attack. They're going after the weakest link because they're trying to do clickbait and get money out of people, holding their data ransom and that sort of thing. So they're just, it's not usually a personal attack. So they go after the weakest link. So you want to make sure you're not the weakest link out there. You want to protect yourself as best you can. And really all you can do is the best that you can do with the resources that you have. So if you consider like this, a personal user for just personal use, like a student even, or a retiree, they're not going to spend near as much money or effort on trying to protect their accounts as a small business would. And a small business wouldn't spend as much time and resources as a financial institution, who also won't spend as much as the government or the military. So if you think of it like that, there's always more that you can do. Is just how much is your data worth? How much is your account worth to protect? How much money are you willing to invest in this? And are you willing to hire a team of experts 24/7 round the clock monitoring your accounts? So in summary, the Authenticator apps are still more secure than receiving SMS messages, but don't be ignorant. Don't blindly click on links and allow yourself to potentially download malware onto your phone that would then open the door, and the hackers would then have access to your phone to not only text messages and your SMS or your two-factor authentication generators, all kinds of other stuff that they can gain access to on your phone and cause all kinds of havoc. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you want to see more, and ring the bell to be notified every time I come out with a new weekly video, and especially if we do another live video, then you'll be notified right away on that. All right, thanks so much, guys, and don't forget, you can always comment, ask some questions below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.